Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I'm the frontman, Sparkleoneous. Behind me, of course, are the band Kissing Booth. Welcome everyone to the Sundown Showdown 2 Redux. That's right, I hope you all enjoy. Now, just to be warned, there might be a few troubling things that might come up tonight. We're playing quite the epic, as it were. If you need any further information, please check below down in the description, or you can simply ask Boss and he'll be happy to chat. Anyway, let's get on to the show.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, A Wider World. I'm Em, and I play Haribo Tamagotchi, Changeling Artificer, not from this place. He's a half-elf right now. That's important, Changeling. He flips around. I don't know if that will come up the rest of the moment, but maybe it could be helpful. I don't know. Now I'm lost in thought. Anyway, he's Haribo. The question of the day is... I literally just talked about it. What
Controversial opinion about food.
Controversial opinion about food or drink beverage. Something you like that blah, blah, blah. My thing, apparently, I've only actually learned this in recent years. I thought that everyone liked candy corn. But I have learned that I am like very few and far in between in the most recent years. Yeah, see, I just grew up thinking that everyone enjoyed candy corn. And now when I'm like eating a bag of candy corn, I'm like, yo, anyone want any? Everyone's like, no. And I'm actually like, oh, fuck yeah, more for me.
I also thought that growing up.
That everyone liked candy corn?
Yep, me too.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm glad I'm not totally alone on this, but
I just
it does
love those smooth, waxy triangles.
Dude, it's just sugar. Are you kidding me?
Of them.
I cannot get enough. I also enjoy the other flavors. It's super good texture. Oh,
I love
I'm
eating
learning so
candle-adjacent
much
food.
about this party today.
dang,
hello.
such a good thing.
My name is Lawrence, and I play the very stern, musical, gelatinous teacher, Sparkleoneous. My hot take about food is pineapple on pizza is good in one specific context. You have to have pepperoni and you have to have jalapenos. You need the oil, you need the spice in order for it to not overpower the pizza. Then it's pretty good. I actually don't like pineapple in any other context, so I guess that's also kind of a hot take.
In any other context, that would actually be the hotter take. I really do not like pineapple. The only time I've had a good pineapple on a pizza was with Gabe, actually. We did pineapple, and even wilder to me, anchovy worked so fucking
yeah.
Oil.
good.
It's the oil.
It was so good.
I've heard
Oil and
tales.
salt.
Sardine?
Stole my answer.
Cut that. Cut that.
Cut that. Yeah, that's not in the podcast. Sorry.
My name is Grace, and I play Marjorie Ridgeback. Technically the cleric, but with necromancer tendencies. So maybe I'll kill you instead, but I'll bring you back. And my controversial opinion about food and or drink is, even though I come from a dairy farmer family, I'm not a big fan of cheese. I like it in specific situations. I like pizza. I put in a little parm on my spaghetti. But don't give me nacho cheese. I don't really want spreadable cheese. Cream cheese. I'm not a big cheese girly. I'm not
Quick
good.
question.
What?
When did our family farm dairy?
On mom's side, great grandma generation in Wisconsin.
Triple G had cows?
Yes. Triple G grew up on a farm.
That shouldn't surprise me.
But yeah, I don't like mac and cheese unless I'm like outrageously stoned. I don't want cheese and crackers. I just am not a big cheese friend.
Not even hard cheese?
I like some hard cheese. I've learned that I like Gouda and I like Parm, but I'm not gonna get some cheddar and put it on a cracker or...
Is maybe your vibe like fine cheeses, like from a wheel?
I wouldn't know because I avoid cheese. I try
like
to.
Cheese hurt, okay.
Or milk. I'm never gonna go to the fridge and pour me a glass of milk. Not with a cookie, not with a brownie. That's just weird. I'm not gonna do it. I think it's gross.
Dairy-free milk quite a while ago.
I put as little milk on my cereal as necessary, just enough to get the job done. I am also not going to drink the milk out of the bottom of the bowl. That's also gross.
I gotta fully saturate those mini wheats.
I let
Also
the cat drink it.
gross. Both of those thoughts are wild. I'm really enjoying this question so far.
And I'm Michael. I play Thaddeus Ofkoot, the Dwarven fighter, and currently the roadie for the band. I won't touch the milk thing because I'm a huge milk fanatic. So my one food that everybody loves and I can't stand is chicken wings.
Oh.
That's just fiddly, too much bone, not enough meat. You're wasting my time with that. So boneless wings, great, because you can eat the whole thing. But
Those are just
bone-in,
nuggets.
yeah, and I'm okay with nuggets, but the little bone-in fiddly wings, I got no time for that.
I also need, it has to be so particular if I'm going to dive into a bowl of them, because one, I don't want 4 of them. I want like 40 of them, because you're right. Like I want like to consume them. And
Yeah.
2, the moment that my hand is covered fully in the sauce, I won't ever look up from my plate again until it's empty and done, and then I can go wash my hands and like my face. I just won't look up. I'm not gonna make eye contact with anyone while I'm like this.
Committed. I got to work my way
But
through.
I'm not gonna clean my hands midway through because they're just gonna get messy again. I'm gonna finish this, and I'm gonna not. This is my lonely time now.
Aw, I love my time.
And I'm Theodore Stringer, creator and controller of worlds, except for the immediate portion that the characters are affecting. I had my answer ready to go, and it was just ruthlessly stolen out from under me by my 2 very good friends who like to tell stories.
Without Grayson, you're talking about Grace and Mike, right?
Yeah.
yeah, Grace and Mike, how could you have known my pizza order?
I know your pizza order. I said no, I don't want that because it's gross.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's sort of, I like that it tastes good, and also I like that then I get a pizza to myself.
Who wants a piece of the sardine?
Plus, whoever the brave and the bold is that
Okay.
wants to try it, that's a conversation in and of itself. Here we go. It's really good. Anyways, a couple other food hot takes. I cannot stand legumes whatsoever. I was poisoned by an adventurous family friend, and now I just can't and won't forever. Oh man, I had chicken wing talk. I am a monster. It's not really particularly a hot take, but it is a unique trait. I fastidiously and ravenously consume my chicken wings until they are shiny, picked clean bones.
He's a
It
hyena.
takes me a very long time.
A hyena
and I
is the
can
right-
usually only do gross. I don't crack the bones for the marrow. There's a limit.
That's true.
Yeah.
But they are licked clean.
Yes, human hyenas definitely have boundaries comparatively.
We were raised by a chicken wing fiend. So
I was pretty
Dave and I know
surprised.
our way around a chicken wing.
It's very, very clean.
That being said, I was told at a seating of the chicken wing fiends that I should never ever take a girl to eat chicken wings any days until I had her locked down, basically. This is coming from my own mother.
That doesn't surprise me in the least.
Awesome.
On that note.
Anyways,
Back
dating
to our
advice from Mom.
story.
when last we lived in my tiny world, we were about to put on a concert. We had arrived. Kandra, the hobgoblin sorceress, had taken us through some woods and to a goblin fortification where we, pretending to be a band, are due to play a show. But not like that weird experimental nonsense you did at the last place. That, not like that. Gotta do
Not like
something
that.
traditional. And so, in the effort to do something traditional, we took turns trying to come up with ideas. Sort of felt like a race to the bottom for the lowest effort ideas, but we did come up with costumes, and that was pretty cool. And now we're on stage. It's time for the show.
I apologize. Costumes?
Yeah,
What
there was definitely
costumes are
mention of
we in?
costumes. That's a
Oh,
great
no.
question. I know that Sparkleoneous made them. It was during his time, practicing individually with you guys while everyone else was out on walks.
I mean, he
Oh,
was giving us individual moments. I don't remember us talking about costumes.
What do they look like?
Traditional bardsman costumes, you know, whatever you guys want to look like.
Yep.
Sparkleoneous has vests. Oh, hold on. What if instead of like full costume, we just like
Traditional
got
vests.
built up around Sparkleoneous's vests?
Are they jean
I
jacket
could
vests?
definitely see that.
They're all different materials. One of them is quilted, one of them is denim, one of them is just sort
Burlap?
of like a sack that we've cut holes into. That one's for Gib.
Gib already has a vest, doesn't he?
Well, he's got a second vest now.
One of them
Yeah,
is
this is a
plate
band
mail.
vest. Yeah.
Double fast.
Does it have kissing booth written on the back with like a big old smooch?
Yes, but he's wearing it backwards, so it's on the front.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, we were right about to do our show.
Vests.
We
We
were
sure were.
in our vests. We were raring to go. The main guest, the chieftain of the tribe, had just exited his makeshift keep in the center of the village, and behind him came a familiar figure, a diminutive gray humanoid that we remembered from the Diggins. Was the last time that we had seen this gentleman. And
The Grayman.
unfortunately, I did not take the time to. I
Grayman.
wanted to, but I got lost in the sauce of the audiobooks today. Didn't go back and listen to the Diggins episode to see whether or not he had actually seen any of us.
Yeah. I mean,
We casted some
We-
spells from on the hill.
yeah.
and
We
he ran
tried
away.
to. I tried to kill his lizard, but it didn't work.
cast spells from the other side of the Diggins, from outside, and then he ran away before we even. I mean, I guess we did everything from our spot. We never even got closer than that, right?
I can't remember if he noticed me trying to kill his lizard, but I definitely tried to kill the lizard.
And you hit the lizard. Yeah, you actually did hit it too. I remember it just wasn't enough to kill it, but that's interesting. I do like that. What does everyone's vest
Yeah.
look like? What is your vest material?
Ooh, yeah.
I'll go first. Gibbs is burlap. It has a big heart painted on it. Remember that this is supposed to be the back of the vest, but this is on his front with KB inside of it and something shooting through it, not an arrow, drumsticks maybe. Yes, like a skull and bones over a heart with drumsticks, KB.
Hell yeah.
Sparkleoneous is festooned with his formal vest, of course, which is a wonderfully quilted, solid red material. Contrasts great with his blue Sparkleoneous stuff, blue translucent Sparkleoneous stuff, and it was made by his mother.
Aw.
I think if we haven't picked a thing yet, I'll choose denim for Marjorie's vest. And she's wearing hers the right way. She put her black cloak, her like cloak that has all the patches on it, that's tucked away in her bag. So she's wearing the vest, and it has KB with a big old smooch lips on the back, and then on the front is a similar KB heart crossbone situation like Gib, but just on the front, a little one, or like right on the right side, or no, the left side.
Oh, like a little chest patch, like a pocket patch or whatever. Yeah.
And I frayed the ends.
Ooh,
So it's more
frayed is
grungy.
good. Frayed is good.
Yeah.
And Thaddeus's would be a tattered black leather vest that sits very nicely over his midriff chainmail.
Are they
Now,
the
this
same
is-
length, or is the vest longer than the chain?
Oh no, the vest has to allow the midriff to just peek out from underneath it. So
Oh, sexy.
vest
Do you,
looks-
do you wear anything underneath the chainmail, or is it just chainmail?
The belly?
oh no, he would wear
is
some
the
sort
dwarf
of.
belly out?
He has 3 belly buttons, remember? I think we made some joke about him. You asked like where he holds his height, and we like made a bunch of jokes about his belly button or his nipples or his neck. No normal spots.
Yeah, you gotta wear something underneath the chainmail because the nipple chafing is bad.
Oh, no
But it is, of
pasties.
course-
No pasties.
Yeah, I
in
was
the
sort of
Forgotten
thinking
Realm.
pasties.
Yeah, no.
Cut at the
pasties.
midriff, though, obviously.
Yeah,
That's
no
gotta be-
pasties.
That's Haribo's next invention. Haribo, are there pasties in the universe you're from? You gotta make some for our man here.
Of course, I could stop all of my research and work on pasties for Thaddeus. Oh man,
Taking a
Haribo's.
few months though. That's tough.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to change all my goals. character stuff.
It's hard. Pasties. Oh.
Ooh, need a sticky. We said Velcro was cool, but pasties is different game. We got to do the body sticky anyway.
pasty.
Velcro pasties. Haribo does do things different, huh?
That is hardcore.
That is how you do it bad.
That is how you do it.
We
Bad.
wouldn't know it any other way, though. You
That's
would know it's
incredible.
bad, but we would think it would be genius.
Haribo would be like the whole time. Everyone would be like, "Thank you."
I don't know if Thaddeus would think it was genius.
The chafing is
Yeah.
far worse, actually.
I'm thinking there would be some very honest feedback.
Haribo's vest is I don't know. He just got like a basic denim one and cut up a bunch of the other ones to make a bunch of patches to spell Kissing Booth on the back, or KB, not the full out Kissing Booth, but it's like a lot more patchwork and grunge than holes and stuff. It's the
Perfect.
patchwork
Now the
style,
gray man
yeah.
can never recognize us.
Yeah.
Says
Dang, I
the
should have
only
said Haribo made a ski
plasmoid
mask and everything.
planet.
But by
Only
costumes,
plasmoid on the planet that we know of.
we meant also masks, right, guys? Haha, aha, aha.
Oh yeah, I mean it goes nicely with the vest. I mean,
Mine has a hood that covers my face entirely.
I mean, do you want to do that?
I don't think I would have thought of that because the
but Gib would
Grayman
be
wouldn't
so
have been
cute.
there.
Sure, you haven't seen the Grayman yet.
The Grayman wouldn't have been there. These are just cool vests.
Then you guys are all festooned in vests, and I think it's time to play our song. I don't remember the name of the goblin in particular, but the ballad of
Gribbick
insert
the
goblin
Brave.
name. Gribbick the Brave. I did know the Brave.
I'm just curious about the chieftain. You said he's in resplendent armor. That I'll describe some other time. And I'm curious what kind of resplendent armor he's in.
Yeah, what's he dressed up like?
Yeah. What kind of, is it beautiful? Is it armor that like, is that loot? Is that good loot? You know?
You know, folks, there
That's
are
an M
positives
question.
and negatives to having corded sessions. The positives is that the DM can remember things, and the negatives is that the players can remember things.
Yeah, paint us a
Um,
picture, painting man.
Describe that for me.
Describe that for me.
It's sort of Iron Man vibes. It's red and gold. The portions of red, which are most of the chest piece and like the gauntlets and boots, some of that red, it could be rust, maybe. The gold is incredible. Actually give me either survival or whatever, like any crafting check.
Oh,
Is survival a crafting check?
No,
I'm
it is
good at
not.
survival.
But if you have a proficiency in like artisan's tools, they might tell you something.
Well, with my wonderful proficiency in the Tinkerer's tools, I got an 8.
Is there something else any of us could? Is it just perception? You think? Could I?
Survival.
Oh,
for
okay.
survival, that's a 19 from Thaddeus.
That is also a 19 from Marjorie.
Nice.
Okay, let's see. Haribo, you know a medium amount about like smithing and stuff. And so you are like extra bowled away by these golden pieces. They're like the forearms and the shins, the extremities are golden. And you are blown away by the smooth curves and undulations of this armor. Like this looks like it took master craftsmanship to make. Marjorie, you know that these golden pieces are like a natural thing. This is the carapace of something. And Thaddeus, having gone on a walk in the woods, knows exactly what kind of carapace this armor came from.
So
Our
cool.
gentleman is decked out in fuzzy foot armor.
In what?
Fascinating. Fuzzyfoot spider carapace armor.
Give it a goog.
It's not Googable.
We
I made
just
this up.
it was a
Oh.
It was in the last
session.
episode.
Yeah, last session.
Oh, the
Fuzzy
spider, the
Foot, the
giant
spiders.
spider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
And Thaddeus, based on what you can see, you think that the plates that made this armor came from like the very final segments of its legs. because the
Okay.
others would have been too big to make arm pieces. Or
Oh, from the spider, like the physical body of the spider. That's so
Yeah.
cool. Yo,
Okay.
That's
So there's
cool.
some resplendent armor.
that's resplendent as fuck.
Let's play a jam. I think I want Sparkleoneous to talk to me about the architecture of this song, and then we'll make checks, and then I really want to hear those lyrics.
Yeah, so the song starts out pretty slow. We just get sort of the percussive beat. Everyone sort of comes in slowly as the song begins. You know, I've got sort of a tale. It's the story of Gibdar the Brave and some stuff that happens to him and his friends. Like all good stories, there's triumph, there's tragedy, there's fights, all kinds of things in there.
As far as the music goes, we were chatting before, and we were curious. I don't think we set into stone what Gib is playing this time around.
Did you make him that holder for his remaining goblets?
I didn't have time to make him a holder, but I think we said that he could use like cymbals, like he could, because we're doing like a more percussive war style
But
song.
I hated that idea.
What
Okay.
about a wood block? He can play the wood block because you have different.
I'm here for the symbol. I just don't love the image of the loud character and the loud instrument. Like, that's not fun for me. But I am super down
Well,
with
conversely,
the sound that a symbol
We
makes.
could give him the triangle.
Conversely, the song does
Oh.
end with a goblin screech, and he does no goblin.
Triangle.
And he,
Triangle will be good.
Okay, give us triangle and backup singer.
Backup yeller.
We said that Thaddeus was going to be slapping his axe into a loose board to create this like starting percussion noise. And if Marjorie is rocking, I think we said a muted horn. We're going to mute her
My
horn a
squeeze
bit.
horn.
Yeah, to make it more bassy. Haribo can actually, instead of playing synth, what he's going to do is take those notes and record them live as they're playing and then adjust them as an output so he can play with more bass, more percussion, different notes from Marjorie as she's playing, you know, what she has live.
Okay, so Sparkleoneous is going to sample and live mix Marjorie's squeak horn
Sparkleoneous won't
to
be
add
doing
another layer of squeak horn.
And Thaddeus's percussion to like add the
Okay.
depth of layers. I don't think for an Odyssey like this that we want, you know, the synth and the glass harmonica. Like, I like the kind of simplifying of our instruments down, right?
I think then I'm gonna give Gib back half a cymbal, just one side of it that he can use like mallets on.
Cool.
To just do like a little bit of
like
the
a hi-hat?
not a hi-hat, not like the psh sound that a hi-hat makes, but more like a gong, I guess. Is you know, if you're just hitting half of one side of the cymbal with those wrapped mallets.
Yeah, I can't make the sound. My mic cuts it.
Easy. I mean, I like a percussive. We have a little bit of horn work and a little bit of like lighter gong work. So nice.
Yeah, it is definitely Sparkleoneous, or Lawrence was on the money with the whoosh, but like a gong.
Yeah.
Then let's get some performance checks out here.
Here I go.
Hmm.
I'm ready when everyone else is.
Honestly,
hear them all
I
at
don't
once?
don't mind the from the muted squeeze horn. Just take that as your note for
Yeah,
the
that's
whole
the sound it
song.
makes.
Yep. Awesome.
Marjorie, what'd you get?
It's a 14. Is that good?
Haribo?
Oh, mine's a 17.
Thaddeus?
Thaddeus completely surprises himself with how much he enjoys the bass beat because he's got a 19.
Yes.
These are some good-looking numbers. And Sparkleoneous.
25.
Yes. Wait, we have advantage because we did do all this prep work. I know that they're good numbers, but like, what if?
I did give
I rolled the same number, 25.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I got one number
Yeah.
lower, unfortunately.
I'm gonna stick with the 19 because it went downhill from there.
Yeah, I got a 2, so I'm gonna
Thank God we didn't have disadvantage. This would have been horrible.
What about Gib?
What about Gib?
Oh, man.
Wait, Bardic Inspiration for Gib, huh?
Bardic Inspiration for Gib.
Gib rolled a 15.
Oh,
Wow.
heck yeah, Gib.
I'm so proud.
think
I
as
don't
a
have his
produ-
stats in front of me, so I did just lower it to a 14 because like this is a charisma stat.
I mean, he got a dirty
you add
one last time, so I
inspiration?
know there's some minuses, right?
Okay. Does anyone else want to give input on how this song plays before I just go for it? You guys rolled good numbers, so like you guys can have whatever you want as far as like the way that you guys play your instruments.
There's a solo in the middle, and I rip it.
Yeah, you rolled a
Traditionally,
25. Of
I
course you do.
traditionally rip it.
Traditionally rip it. Is it more bugle sounding though? Because we're talking like traditional war song, right? Do you have a? Can you?
I think I sing lute noises. I put Lutimus to shame. He's not here, but
sing?
somewhere back at Decrum, he like sort of is looking out the window and just sighs.
God damn,
Aw.
that's amazing. Where's the goblin screech come in? I'm assuming you had to practice this with Gib, right?
I think it's at the very end of the song. I think the song ends with a goblin screech. You have to channel the sadness of the son who just lost his father after saving the whole village. It's a it's a tragedy. It's powerful and moving, but it's a tragedy.
Love it. Yeah, yeah.
Aw.
I mean, I
Noted.
think that with good numbers now behind us, that Haribo is able to create this, like, it's a little bit more sort of like a whole group is doing this, like is doing this like almost stomp and clap style war music.
Marjorie, Thaddeus.
I think for me, just because I technically rolled the lowest number of our group, I think I'm focusing on not playing as much all the time, but making sure that when I do play, it's at the right moment. That it actually adds to the song. It's not just noise.
Fun fact, that is almost word for word the same answer that you gave to my prompt, the last song that we That's
Yes, it
okay. You know, I'm
Not predictable.
Last time though, she said, imagine like what you think it's like, but it's better than that. And I was like, that's when I sent the message to everyone. I was like, we have to describe things just a little bit more because that gave me nothing as a listener.
Imagine a squeeze horn, but then imagine I'm playing it better than you think.
Better
I
than
do.
you think that you're imagining it. And I was like, oh, holy shit. No way.
I think I was just a little too high at that point. So I was like, just imagine a
That
horn,
was so funny.
and I'm playing it.
but instead you had to come down on my Emperor Zombie reference.
I mean, also though, that was a reference that I still didn't. I mean, once you showed me the picture, I was like, I might even be able to find the movie that's from without you telling me now. But I still like don't know. You know what I mean? I know nothing about that now, but the image. You know, it's still Emperor
wouldn't
Zombie, but wet.
really any of the middle section of The Mummy.
Oh, so he's like
Is
kind
that a
of
mummy?
tendony.
Wet.
The Mummy with Brendan Fraser.
No, I
Come
know.
on.
I was asking if it looked like a mummy or what, because the last time I saw that movie, I might have been 10 years old.
Oh,
like,
he's
I'm
not a-
sorry. It was
He's
two
not a
decades
mummy.
ago.
He's not like mummified. He's in a loincloth, but he's like he's
wet.
It's like he doesn't have all his like skin on yet. He's got
I
like
think the
tendons.
word they use in the
and stuff.
movie is juicy.
Mummy from Mummy.
Any of the ones where he's sort of green are what I'm imagining.
So sort of
Anyway.
like his skin is like peeling and rotting off his bones, but it is still there to fill out his musculature, right?
Yes. And
Okay.
in this case, Zogmoth has like a contraption inside of him as well. But we'll get to that whenever we encounter him in person.
Thaddeus, how do you?
Thaddeus, do you have anything?
You know, like
to-
you imagine, but better.
You've got.
Yeah,
you know,
Thaddeus is
19 to
giving a
20's worth
good,
of-
like, rhythmic war beat, like you would marching into battle. It's just a good, heavy, driving, rhythmic noise, not pounding. And if the rhythm changes with the solo
Is it-
from Sparkleoneous, he'll speed up, slow down, and he'll respond to the rest of the band, but he's on it. It's just that driving, that driving bass drum
Okay,
noise
so
of
it's,
him.
it's
Did you say driving or wriving?
Driving.
Driving. If
Driving,
you wish to
for sure.
ride to
So
the
it's-
sound of the drumming, you can do that.
Like that's very sensual. Thaddeus.
it's like so 4/4 time marching beat. No like
Yes.
staccato. No like jazzy stuff in here.
No, that's not really his style. His is more of that. It's a song about war, so he's giving you the good war drum sound.
That's what Haribo comes in for, right?
That's right.
He snags Thaddeus's notes and makes, turns them, adds the staccato, adds the reverb and whatnot to them to give us the extra, like, boom, or whatever.
Okay.
Hey, could I get a little bit more delay on that axe slamming on the ground, please?
Okay. So for this song, Thaddeus starts. You guys all stand on stage for a long moment, a long pregnant pause where those of you who have noticed him take in the fact that there's a Grayman in there, but also you have a show to play, and it's showtime, not Grayman time. And so Thaddeus begins his beat. During the beat, just words and rhythm, Sparkleoneous begins his lyrics. And as Sparkleoneous is doing the first verse, Gib starts to come in with his cymbal drum.
Gribbick the brave, his friends he did save. 30 men took goblins as slaves. Early in the morn he sharpened his glaive. His beard he did shave, his mate sent a wave. He said with a snark, I'll never Briark, and in that sea cave he go.
And when Sparkleoneous gets to the end of that verse, can you give me that line one more time?
And in that sea cave he go.
And at the end of that, Gib comes in sort of sea shanty style. He go, and in that sea cave he go. And with that, Marjorie and Haribo come in. Marjorie just every once in a while bringing in the squeeze horn, bringing in a note to emphasize a point. Haribo coming in with much more force, turning the simple march of Thaddeus, driving but fairly rhythmically simple, into a more complicated sort of a stomp dance kind of a feeling to it. During which Sparkleoneous comes in with, how many verses do we say are in this? I think I remember it being kind of
15.
a long song. 15. So like the other verses, and over the course of the tale,
During which Sparkleoneous comes in with the rest of it.
Over the course of the tale, we follow Gribbick the Brave in his tale of bravery, riding the ebb and flow of his story and the intensity of our playing. I think there are 2 stops for solos. The first stop for the solo, it's technically sort of Thaddeus's spotlight, but it's kind of Thaddeus and Haribo doing sort of a drum percussion solo kind of thing. This is the climax, sort of off to battle moment where Gribbick is making his final portion of the hero's journey or whatever.
I like to imagine the spotlight hits Thaddeus, right? And he doesn't change what he's doing at all for his solo. He just stays doing the same
it's just like now
thing.
Thaddeus better lit.
Yeah.
And then Haribo is like trying to like actively move around him and play his instrument. And
Yeah, no,
play his
the camera pans ever so slightly to the left, and we see Haribo just absolutely wigging out, bent almost double on his belt.
kind of
just
blurred
trying
out
to-
in the background. That's funny.
What is the arc of Gribbick's narrative? Is it like a happy song? Does he win?
So what happens in the song, Gribbick, he goes into this sea cave and he has to essentially commit guerrilla warfare against these slavers. There's 30 of them and there's only one Gribbick, but by golly is Gribbick determined. It takes a while. It's probably, that's why it's so much song. There's a lot of things to cover, but, he takes out 30 men at great cost to himself, and not a single goblin casualty happens until the final verse.
I mean, this is a long song. This is 30 individual one-on-one anime-style fights. We're talking 4 or 5 seasons at least.
The man swings left and Gribbick goes right, and the man swings left and Gribbick goes right.
I think the middle portion of the song is a lot like that. I think at some point the original bard that wrote the song got a little tired of that. And so the final scene is Gribbick taking on like 6 or 7 of the remaining guys all at once. And during that portion, that's when we get Sparkleoneous' solo. Sparkleoneous does sort of the like anime fight song of the Gribbick epic. And then we get to the final verse.
Returning at last, chest plate concave, friends in tow, all eyes drawn grave. A hug from his son, a pat he did gave, promises to behave. Then at last he fell prostrate, his friends raised high, no longer enslaved. With cheers and thanks they dug his grave. Thus was the tale of Gribbick the Brave. I might cut that last part out, but you got it.
Did he get wounded like in the previous verse that we missed?
He takes a grave injury during the anime fight.
Yeah, he
Fuck.
takes a hammer to the chest at some point.
Oh, right, you did say, oh, chest concave. That's banging, dude. I'm into it. So good.
Thank you.
Literally.
The ending was more moany than I thought.
Wait,
There's like a little
Yeah, I mean, he
breathiness
wins,
to
but he
it.
dies.
I'm stricken.
Yeah. At some point, while the rest of you had been playing, Gib had gotten his hands on Kandra's hobgoblin overcoat, sort of a hooded outer garment that is fairly signifying of like being a hobgoblin. And so at the very end of the song, he rushes out with the coat on and the hood over his eyes, and he like crouches backwards and gives this screech. And there is silence from the audience. But you're not worried about this silence, because over the course of the song, they have been with you this whole journey. There have been hoots, there have been screeches during the various fight moments. I think during the solo, they are so moved that like a battle breaks out. Sort of an extra strength mosh pit type deal.
Yeah.
Anybody cry?
I think after the
tear from
silence,
Lord.
after the silence, after the screech, there is a loud sniff from out in the darkness. And then the whole crowd just erupts. And like people throw big logs on the fire. So like there are booms of sparks as the crowd erupts, and like an increase of the light. So you can see this seeming sea of goblins dancing and hollering and weeping, many of them. Especially the older ones, the ones that may remember when the song was newer.
Is this like a celebratory thing too? Like, is this a moment, would I be able to read the crowd to know if I should be like hype manning or if I should be like solemn? You know what I mean?
I'm glad you asked that question, because I really was just seconds away from jumping in and going, anyway, I've been kissing Booth. Have a good night.
I really like that could be the follow-up, and I love that. Like, then maybe we party and we try to hide from, like, that's cool. I just like want to be sure, like, I kind of maybe an insight check on this crowd to see if it's like a celebratory end or if we should be solemn with them or something. I don't know.
I have an answer, and my answer is not going to change based on your check, but I would love to have a number from you.
Okay. 16 plus 3, 19.
That's a good number.
I'm
This is a
feeling the music.
celebratory crowd. As far as the crowd goes, this is celebratory. There isn't really a mourning for a goblin that died well.
Sure.
So
I
anyway,
think-
I've been kissing Booth. Let's fucking party.
Hype it, we're going crazy. Yeah.
And you do. I think the other thing, because like 19's a good number, you see the chieftain in his resplendent hot rod armor. He's looking at you guys, and he doesn't look particularly celebratory. He looks more solemn than celebratory, but he gives like a stony-faced approving nod.
Oh, okay, cool. Gray man? If I can scan over.
You don't see him. You don't see him in this crowd, but everyone's on their feet, and he's not very tall.
But he's not next to the dude anymore. He's not next to the...
Nope.
Okay.
He didn't get his own chair. The chief has his own chair, but there was not a special chair for him to sit in. I can't say that you guys were lost in the sauce with this song.
Sure.
You guys got really good numbers, but not so superb that I'm gonna let you guys also watch the crowd.
Oh, no. That's totally cool. I want to now, like, while we're taking in this crowd with the cheers and applause and whatnot, I want to, whisper to my crew in between to keep an eye out for the Grayman, right? I don't see him next to the chieftain. Things are crazy, but we should keep an eye out.
Bleep a guy out for the who, man?
No! I said! Never mind!
Yes, get a waiter.
Is that the only song that you guys play? Is it a like one and done, ride the high right off of it?
I think it's a 30-minute set,
Yeah, it was a 15-verse song.
That's true. That's definitely true.
We've got the closer, of course, which is Gibbs gonna solo for the next 2 hours. Just him.
Just him on the symbol.
Triangle?
Just one symbol. No, we're probably done now. Let's party.
I mean,
Oh,
we're
hold on,
exhausted,
hold on.
right? We put it all out there.
Okay. So the way that the scene is going, it is now party time. If you guys are in party moods, I would ask for a flat charisma check to represent your party times.
Deal.
If you have ulterior motives and want to try and accomplish some sort of goal this evening that isn't partying, we can talk about that and perhaps come up with a different check. The modifier is still going to be charisma.
I think Sparkleoneous will have had during the talks of the solo sessions. I think Sparkleoneous explains to the crew that he's going to be entirely spent. He's going to leave it all on the dance floor. So if there's any ulterior motives, he can be a distraction, but I don't think he's going to be able to think about anything else other than how fucking well he killed it.
We're gonna get drunk Sparkleoneous.
I mean, we'll see how many bottles he gets thrown at him.
The way that he'll drink.
Drunkalonious is good.
I got an 18 for my distraction check.
Okay.
Drunkalonious wanted you. Throw me another bottle. Hard as you can. Come on then.
Yeah, I think once the goblins realize that they can throw bottles at you, it's just going to be bottle
it's gonna be
city.
hell.
Target
It's gonna be
practice
hell.
all night. That's why he's so drunk.
We're gonna find out. We're gonna
Yeah,
find
you
out
can
if class
throw-
boys get hungover.
Not just bottles. You can throw anything. I'll eat a chair. That's fine.
At some point, that's the party
Things
trick,
get
right?
even
Someone tries to bring a
crazier
thing to
once they find that
Sparkleoneous.
out.
It's like darts, but the board is jelly.
The crowd, every now and then, everyone just hears like a yeah from across the crowd as he's like eating something new.
So I have an 18 from Sparkleoneous. Flat party check.
Haribo is going to do his drink nursing with his really shitty auto translator whenever it's necessary to talk to extra folk. He is going to try to act the party and get extra information on these goblins. Like when they came through, how long ago, any extra information that we could, glean about the mountain along the way, etc.
I'm feeling
the party
persuasion then.
Cool. Love it. Love it. I'd also want to keep my eye out for the Greyman throughout the evening. He's on my mind, no doubt. That persuasion check is going to be a 9.
Okay.
Thaddeus is gonna mingle through the party, but his focus, much like Haribo's, is gonna be where the hell's the Greyman.
All right. Then I think flat perception with a charisma modifier.
All right, let's go for a 12.
Noted. And Marjorie?
I think I'm going to be on Gib duty. Since last time there was a drinking party, it was kind of Noodles all the way to the top. So I'm going to be kind of monitoring Gib's alcohol consumption and overall scamp activity.
Someone's got to babysit Gib every party.
God bless you, Marjorie.
All right. All right. Then I think also perception.
Okay. That is a what is my plus 3? That is a 16.
Is that using your charisma modifier?
No. I mean, yeah. My bonus.
So what you roll plus your charisma modifier plus 2 because you have perception. Because he's doing something more particular with the party.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 3 plus 3. Yeah. So yeah, that got a 13 plus 3, 16.
Nice.
16. All right. And I have Gibbs roll. There it is.
Oh, Gib.
Okay. Let's see. Sparkleoneous, you have a fantastic time. You are the wholesale hero of this party as the lead singer and also the trumpet soloist. Folks are coming to congratulate you. Folks are asking you questions that it's too loud to hear them and too loud to answer them. People are offering you drinks, and over the course of that, they find out how best to serve you drinks, and then they find out how best to serve you literally anything they can pick up off of the ground. This is quite the time for you because the goblins don't know how to wait their turns, so you are having multiple things lobbed at you at once. With an 18, you handle it pretty okay. I think that you're gonna have a bad time later, but you're not having a bad time now.
Perfect. That sounds like every party I've ever been to.
That was gonna be my question: is Sparkleoneous like? Has Sparkleoneous? Does he have like a tolerance, or is he gonna get fucked up? You know, I'm just curious.
I think Sparkleoneous has had many a night like this. Not terribly often, but Sparkleoneous can hold it. You know, he's got that full hero attitude. He is technically a rock star. He's had nights like this before.
Okay.
Yeah, Sparkleoneous rolled an 18 in his element.
The real problem is going to be how Barson feels in the morning.
Yeah, we haven't talked about. I should roll Barson a party check.
Yeah, Barson's going to be involved.
No one babysat Barson.
It went really well, so...
Okay. Barson has way more charisma than Gib does, so...
Wait, does that mean nobody's watching our stuff?
People are bringing Barson drinks. That's his favorite method.
No one is watching your stuff, but your stuff is all in the sorceress hut.
Oh, right.
Okay, so Sparkleoneous is doing that.
Good eye though.
Haribo, you are mingling. You are attempting to learn some stuff. I think with a 9, you do learn some stuff, but also the vibe of the party kind of goes to your head. So you party perhaps a little bit harder than maybe you wanted to when you had the intention of learning some things. You do learn some things, however. You learn...
Oh, you know what it is? I said I was nursing one drink all night long, but they, when I'm not looking, just keep filling it back up. And so I think that I'm nursing just one drink, but it's been like as many as Sparkleoneous or whatever. Like I get, I party.
I'm here for that. I think that is a fantastic. Like the goblins are super attentive, and you're not particularly.
Mm-hmm. And they don't know. They don't think they're slipping.
No,
me a drink.
they're like
they think they're being
they're
cool,
trying to be good. They're trying to be good party
And
hosts.
I'm like, whoa! I thought I took
and you
a
know
drink
what?
already.
They kind of are.
Yeah, they are. They're fantastic. Yeah.
You manage to find, because like the luck of the drunk is always there, you manage to run into in the crowd the goblin that you saw last session, the one that had the particular piece of jewelry.
Armband or something, yeah.
And you manage to talk to him and like strike up a good conversation with him that the next day you don't remember all of. But you do remember that the troop of goblins with which he traded this item were sent further into the interior.
I know. When I wake up, I nod to myself. I already knew that.
Nice to have confirmation, but
No, but I bet I asked
him better questions.
Yeah,
while
I
was
could have
drunk,
done
and
so
I bet I
much
got
better.
the answers too.
I could have swore I just had one drink. Like, what the fuck was in that drink?
You know, I'll let
drink
somewhere
for
further
4
down the line.
hours.
I think you can take the next like road trip to try and puzzle through and see if you can remember anything else from that.
Oh, sure, that's fun. Try to like puzzle the drunk memory back together.
Yeah, just to like, if you want to have like a quiet wagon moment
I
to
love that.
yourself and not, yeah,
I'll muddle these
that is
thoughts.
available
Yeah.
later.
Also, I forgot to say it, but Scarf, my ferret, also has a tiny jean jacket with a little smooch on the back of it.
Oh yeah, and you're wearing him like a scarf.
Oh yeah.
Loud and proud.
So punk.
This party. Yeah, punk as hell.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Me and my zombified ferret.
Faerun's best band, punk band, garage punk. Let's go.
Thaddeus, you were looking for the Greyman, and you rolled
Yes.
a 12, correct?
Yes.
I don't think you see the Greyman either.
Yeah.
You do, though. Your sort of revels. Do you drink? Do you party?
Oh yeah. He's a
with a
dwarf.
12,
He's gonna
you know.
drink. He's not looking to lose his mind this evening, but yeah, he will take a tankard when offered.
Oh yeah, he's a dwarf. What? Yeah, he said.
I do appreciate that response. Who you do run into, Thaddeus, is the chief of the Goblin tribe. In comparison to like a night at the bar in Decrum, like where is this for you? Are you more or less intoxicated than going to till Sylvanas with the Horde?
He's probably a little more worried than a night out with his gambling buddies because he knows that he's looking for the Gray Man, so he's probably a little more reserved than he would be on his home turf.
Okay. Then in that case, you
Always the bodyguard.
Indeed.
never the body.
That's a fact. Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah, never mind.
So you run into the Goblin Chief, and I think that the two of you strike up a fairly friendly conversation over the battles that you've seen, the various. It starts with a compliment to your rhythm that it really it brought back for him the war drums of his youth. And the two of you wind up having a conversation about the battles you engaged in when you were young. Fortunately, you never.
That chat.
The two of you never specifically found yourselves on the opposite sides of a battle. You may have been on the opposite sides of a conflict a time or two, and that's actually, in this particular moment and context, kind of funny. You find the two of you laughing about the fact that you were on opposite sides of a war, but never in a battle against each other. And I think with that realization comes just the barest hint of a challenge.
Ooh, really?
But it would be up to you to accept it. If you ever wanted to do a duel, do a fight, he's down for it. He respects you as a warrior and a beat master, and he would be interested to test your mettle in the arts for which you're both trained.
I can't turn that down. I think we're
no longer looking
I think
for Rayman.
that warrior bond is, I can't back away from that.
The conversation was too good.
I love that.
Sounds like a drunken arm wrestle.
Mm-hmm. This is an agreement that you guys make while drunk that you will have to honor while sober.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, this is a tomorrow morning or whatever. This is a before you leave.
No, we should not be making more events here, Mike. We need to leave the gray man behind us.
I mean, if you your instinct is to fight. If you want to fight tonight, then,
I'm just I'm more responding to the story than telling him anything.
Is it a fight or is it an arm wrestle? Is it a thumb war? Is it a leg wrestle?
It is the challenge of skill between two warriors to be mutually agreed upon.
He'll find out when he shows up and the Lord is like, well, obviously this is what we're doing.
I mean, I think you guys are on a wavelength. I don't want to give too much to a 12, but also this feels very much the vibe of the party, that a 12 would be potential trouble later, but a good time now. So I think it's an honorable fight that's agreed upon until one of you yields.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I think you guys shake and you feel a strange sensation as you are shaking hands with this hobgoblin, a full head and a half taller than you are. That it does feel honorable. It's strange.
There's no way this could go badly.
Not at all.
We'll see. Partying drunk is fun. Having to follow up sober is a different game. Because he could always be like, well, you promised last night it would be a fight to the death, don't you remember?
You told me I could kill you last night.
I know it was a 12. I'm just
if I won.
Also, I want to
promised
point
to
out,
fight with your fists, and I have my sword.
Yeah, you promised.
So now we come to Marjorie and the side characters.
Barson has come to drink with Marjorie and Gib.
Oh.
Barson likes Gib.
I mean, Barson likes the whole party at this point. Marjorie, you feel like you can see Gib at all points of this party. Though, at every point that you do see Gib, or make a conscious Gib check, there he is. He does seem like he is having perhaps too good of a time with the other goblins. They do seem to be handing him a beverage or partying with him every time you look over at him. Is this necessarily a problem? I don't know.
I mean, when I'm looking over, is he doing problematic things?
What's that mean?
I mean, things that would get our party into trouble, as in low-key
gang signs.
Low-key revealing that we're not a band, or
yeah, we're just some party from Deckram. You guys seen a bunch of goblins?
I think that as far as Gib goes, you've probably been a band for longer than you haven't at this point. So I don't know that Gib quite knows what the story is.
That's fair.
Good point.
I don't know that you guys have sat him down and explained the situation with the goblins. He gets what's happening with the kobolds, and you guys, you're going to come back after this trip and train them to be warriors and do Shakespeare. but like we got to take care of whatever this is first. And Marjorie says we're doing this, so we're doing this.
I guess that's fair. I mean, I feel like we didn't hit it in the narrative.
You let him know.
but-
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, I was
Man.
gonna say, like, I feel like we had like 10 days. I mean, now we just talked about 10 days to like on the road to like chat about it in between, in the off camera. I feel like Gib should know what the party knows,
okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how lit is Gib? From what I can tell.
Scale of 1 to Sparkleoneous is more like it.
Yeah.
Sparkleoneous has got a ladder inside of him right now.
He's
Is it
chugging
sticking out of the top of his head?
Yep.
Is it
Everyone's
vertical?
chanting chug,
Is it
chug,
vertical or
chug.
Is it
Yep.
horizontal?
It is.
and he's
It's
like,
vertical. It's vertical, and he is chugging the ladder like
Yeah,
it
he
is
is.
slowly, but as quick as he can manage, sinking down into him as the bottom is on.
That's so good. Oh my god.
You're doing this as fast as you can, Sparkleoneous. How quickly does the top of the ladder get to you?
Oh, it's gonna take a while. People stop.
Okay.
See, people stop yelling chug after about 2 or 3 minutes.
2 or 3 out of how many, though?
I'll probably have it in me for like the next 25.
gross.
Just walking around the party with a ladder.
That feels
sticking
like
out
the
top of
last thing they throw. That kind of like stalls the.
That might, yeah, that might
train.
take the wind out of their sails. But there is a guy climbing on top of it. That's fun.
He's got a flag and he's waving it, even if it's just a strip of fabric.
That's awesome.
He's having a great time and doesn't notice that the rest of the crowd has like dispersed and that he's just up there with his flag. But that's okay. I think that when
Far away, chug, chug. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah, no, he's like waving the flag and still shouting chug, and then by the time he gets down to the bottom, everyone else is sort of dispersed. But you and him have like a good heart to heart in the party.
Hey, so here in about 5 minutes you're gonna want to step off. You don't want to find yourself inside of me. Hiccup! And Sparkleoneous hiccups with his whole body.
That very nearly shakes him right off. Marjorie, you keep a pretty good eye on Gib. You keep an eye on him. You watch him party it up with various goblins. He has more affinity with the goblins than the hobgoblins, I would say. And then, at some point in the party, you are swept up into Barson's orbit. And Barson is having a great time because Barson has exactly as good of a time as the band plays at shows. Because if he's the manager of a good band, then he's the manager of a good band. And if he's the manager of a bad band, then he has to go hide. But he's the manager of a good band tonight. And so he is surrounded by goblins and hobgoblins asking him questions and congratulating him and giving him drinks. He is wheeling and dealing, and as you are swept up into his orbit, he is pressing you to sign autographs and answer questions about how the band functions.
Oh
And
no.
You rolled a 16, so like
So, what's
you are
Sparkleoneous really like? Is he always made of that stuff?
As far as I know, yeah. Sometimes he's inside a pot, and that's weird.
I bet that's where he writes his songs. Scattered agreement muttering from the crowd. He sequesters himself in the pot.
He likes to
And then they
stew
all
on
start
it.
shouting, the pot, the pot.
That was a very good joke.
Thanks.
I didn't hear it.
I said he likes to stew on it.
Damn, that was a good joke.
It's so much funnier the second time, I gotta say.
That's good. That's whip smart faster than I could keep up.
Thank you. It's probably the pills.
The drugs.
The drugs, they grease my wheels.
They really help.
They give me power.
Oh man. Yeah, no content warning on this episode.
Yeah, no drugs were abused. These were prescribed. I am using them appropriately, the correct dosage at the correct time. I'm just a lightweight when it comes to Oxycontin, I guess. I don't know.
Leave that in. Oh, so good.
You heard it here first, kids. Drugs are great, but only with a prescription.
Only if you're
Talk to your
lightweight.
doctor about drugs. I'm not wrong.
I'm crying. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, Mike, but I found your laugh the funniest thing so far. Second funniest to my sisters.
Sorry.
Okay. Anyways,
Funny.
Marjorie, however, when you have exited Barson's orbit after signing the 5th piece of Camp Detritus and speaking very humorously on the topic of Sparkleoneous' writing process, you look around and you notice that Gib is gone.
What? I specifically said I was keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, I know, but you rolled a 16 and Barson rolled a 19, so I'm making this happen.
Ugh, slippery little lizard.
But yeah, you've lost track of your charge for the evening. What do you do?
My young ward.
Is there a way to tap into my...
You can look for him, or you can go and alert a party member, or you can do something that I haven't thought of.
You said
Well,
tap into
I mean,
your what?
we have some kind of bond, right? Because I brought him back from the dead.
Okay. You want to try and like...
Is there a Gibdar? I can tap into?
I don't have like a...
I don't want to turn undead. I want to call undead.
Yeah.
Ring, ring, ring.
Gibdar is a wild thing to say. I just want to point out.
Gibdar is excellent. I'm just trying to think...
I'm riding this high tonight. Wow, this is great.
Arcana feels like the skill, but I don't know... I guess it would just be through a divine lens rather than an arcane lens, because there's not like a divinity skill, and I don't want you to burn a channel divinity on this. So roll Arcana.
That is a 15.
15, huh? After realizing that you've lost your charge, your first instinct is an urchin instinct, and that is to migrate to sort of the outskirts of the crowd, of the party, and just do a perimeter sweep. And as you're doing this, you are trying to reach out with your Gibdar, and you are drawn to a hut.
So I leave. I go outside.
I mean, we've been outside this whole time. This whole party's been outside.
Oh, huh. The more you know. I did not. My brain was picturing inside, but now I know we're outside.
No, we're outside. We've been outside this whole time.
Beans.
This is the last
That's my
episode.
bad.
But you're drawn to a hut. With your urchin skills, you lurk outside of the hut, and you take a peek. And inside the hut, you see Gib and the Greyman.
Can I see what's happening? Like, what connotations are occurring in the hut with Gib and the Greyman? Like, are they talking? Are they fighting? Are they playing cards?
That is an excellent
Making out?
question.
I ship it.
What a suggestion.
Ooh, a twist.
That would be a twist.
Okay, fan art people.
Sorry.
Fan art
Are
people,
they
don't you dare.
Bucking
It's not canon.
or what? Fan art people,
It's
don't
not
you
canon.
dare.
I just want Sparkleoneous playing the trumpet. That's all I want from the fan art people. Give me a fan art Sparkleoneous solo.
Gotta give the people what they want, and they want the gray man making out with Gib.
The people being Mike.
Awesome. If we're gonna get any tattoos of this season, guys, it's gotta be.
No.
That's a hard one to explain.
All right,
Yeah.
so
I'm not opposed to getting a campaign themed tattoo.
what I need is a
obviously,
picture of a goblin
but
making out
this is
with
not-
a little gray man, and however you imagine him is, but a little bit better.
Adobe AI, what do you got for me? I'm gonna get this tattooed on my body.
I picture the Greyman as Gollum, so it's Gollum and a
my
lizard
God.
making out.
I think that's where the episode's gonna end because it's almost Grace's time.
Yeah.
I was already thinking to myself when you said like, oh, is he doing, are they fighting or talking or playing cards or whatever? And Gabe's like, that's an excellent question. I thought to myself like, he definitely thought that was going to be the end of the episode. And then we made enough jokes to make it the end of the episode.
What a good time.
Okay. I think the final scene then is Marjorie peeking the side of this hut entrance and seeing Gib handing an object to the Greyman.
I am going to riot if you... I'm going to riot.
Don't you
What?
take my minion from me.
Don't you do this. I'm gonna riot. That's our
Want him
boy.
back, God damn it!
We worked for that boy. We brought it back to life.
My son, my boy.
Yeah, I think yeah, you got a 16 party check. You see what the object is.
You got a 16 party check.
If you recall from the cave episode where we had the cave fight with Iron Bones, I believe that there was an obsidian horned little sculpture that was recovered. Something on that order?
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
I think I recovered that though.
When he picked your pocket with the little lizard hands.
Oh, that little motherfucker. That's my item. That's one item on my character sheet that I didn't remember until you said it out loud was on there, but I'm actually pretty sure I have that one written down.
Well, I guess you can cross it out.
Yeah, you can strike that one right out because you left it in the
Obsidian reflective black statue with ram's horns. Fuck you, Gib.
He gibbed it, man.
You got gibbed.
You got gibbed.
It's impossible to not be gibbed every once in a while.
It's in his nature.
Gibb's gotta give, man.
Yeah, so yeah, you see the both of them sort of nod in agreement, and this statuette is passed from one to the other. Final scene of the episode, Marjorie, do you do anything or do you just take this information in?
Oh, I'm definitely just taking the information in. Can I roll for more details, or is that it?
What would you want to know?
Is Gib doing this under duress? Is there like a spell, or is Gib just being a little scamp, a little fiend, and I guess stabbing us in the back? Is there any way to tell if
stabbing us in the back is different from being a little scamp? I want to be clear.
I'm evil, technically, all right?
Yeah, I'm evil. I'll stab you in the front.
I'll look you in the eyes and do it, man. I guess is there any way to tell if he's doing it of his own free will, or if there's some kind of if Greyman is using his Greyman powers?
His Greyman powers. Give me an Arcana roll.
See if he's charmed.
Oh hell yeah, 18.
I think with an 18, you are looking at Gib, and for just the briefest second, Gib's eyes flick to the doorway, and the two of you lock gazes. But his eyes aren't normal Gib eyes. He's got the same strange pupils. I believe I said they were square, but if I didn't, I'm saying it now, that the Velsharoon owl had in your dream. And it occurs to you that perhaps it wasn't you that brought Gib back from the dead.
Was it the gray man that brought Gib back from the dead? Oh no!
I mean, it was probably Velsharoon, and maybe
Gray man Velsharoon.
he probably works for him. Maybe he's another acolyte or something.
Has he been following us?
I hope the gray man is another acolyte.
Maybe the Green Man also has Gibdar.
Oh no, his special power is also Gibdar.
He is the one with the actual Gibdar. God damn it. Oh,
didn't I use my Gibdar?
God. Did you just take our ally from us? Or is he currently taken from us? I
Maybe
don't know.
He never was our ally.
I'm gonna kill Gib and the gray man.
Okay, I'm
No!
gonna kill him again. No,
And
we
then
just gotta kill him
myself.
again and make sure that we're the ones that bring him back this time.
Okay, I'll do some spell research.
Gabe said he'd get worse each time. That's his punishment for betraying us.
Oh, man.
Let's not bring him back. Actually, let's leave him the way he is, but we tie him to Thaddeus.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You have the baby Bjorn. That's a better.
That's
a
right.
better
Back in the
resolution.
Bjorn, Gib.
Square-eyed traitor.
Hey, we don't know all the deets.
Not yet. Big thanks to everyone for listening to this episode of Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, A Wider World, DM'd by Theodore Stringer. The players this season are Lawrence Jennings as Sparkleoneous, Grace Stringer as Marjorie Ridgeback, Mike Harrison as Thaddeus Ofkoot, and myself, M. Williams as Haribo Tamagotchi. Quick apologies for the delay in episodes as of late. I've also begun composing a good portion of the music in the background as well, and the learning curve has been steep, but episodes will return to their regular bi-weekly releases again here now that I've learned some quicker and less, well, mentally taxing methods of making the sonic experiences that I crave so much. Anyway, thanks for your patience. You can support this podcast directly by becoming a member of our Patreon. The URL is patreon.com/ddadpodcast. Next episode comes out October 17th, folks. We will see you then.
Leave that in.
I won't. I actually won't. Did we lose Gabe? Did we lose Gib? Did Gib die?
The Gibman?
Did Gib break a symbol?
That's why
Maybe
he's only
Gib,
got one.
Gib disconnected him from the router.
Yeah. Maybe he did so well.
Mischievous Gib.
You know what? I think this is Gabe's way of saying we can DM the adventure from now on.
We were so fucking
This is
good.
a-
We knocked the socks off them.
It's so
So-
good the gray man actually gave up and joined our team and told us all the stuff that we'll have to wait till Gabe comes back to let us know what that stuff is, but he really
No, we
enjoyed
don't.
our show.
He says, I've got 100,000 gold in my pocket for each of you.
For each of you.
Woohoo!
God, little gold man more like. Let's go.
All the jokes are so much funnier when you're on pills. Let me tell you, I am giggling over here.
Leave that in.
Leave that in.